One.
What's going on, guys? Hold on, move this box out of the way. There'll be part one here. Hopefully I can get it done in 3, but I'm going to go over all the nutrition stuff. Let me get rid of this. Here we go. So the basics. So this is a talk I gave going over things. I just kind of took a picture. Sorry, it's a little blurry. I'm going to kind of talk about it as we kind of go through. So the basics. Everyone falls under one kind of specific category of eating. No matter what diet you're following, what you're doing, it all kind of goes under these 4 different things. So first one is paleo. So paleo, I've obviously probably heard of it. It's a big CrossFit type of diet. What that consists of is meats, veggies, fish, fruit, nuts, but it's taking sugar completely out and taking dairy out and taking bread out. So we'll kind of talk about those 3 in a second. Primal is basically paleo, but you can have dairy. So stuff like milk or different kind of protein shakes. Zone is basically taking what you're eating and kind of zoning it out into fats, proteins, and carbohydrates. We'll get to that more in the last one, which is if it fits your macros. So this is the plan I mainly use for people because it is a combination of all these 3 things, but it's making sure we get appropriate portions based on what your goal is. So what we do is we create a template based out of your ratio of proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. We'll get to all that in the science part here. This is all just kind of the basics. So first couple of kind of generic rules. You can't out-train a bad diet. And if you had me or talked to me during interviews and kind of things like that, I definitely said that. It's one of those things where you could work out every single day of the week, but if you're eating pizza, drinking lots of beer, et cetera, nothing will change. Nutrition is 80% of everything. You could, again, work out every single day, but nothing's going to happen unless your nutrition's on track and you're making sure you're getting the quality of stuff you need here. Number 2 is it's kind of common sense here, but do not give up until you start seeing results. Fitness is one of those things that it takes a while. You know, you don't gain 100 pounds in a month, but you're also not going to lose 30 pounds in a month. Quotations there. So it's one of those things where, and I've been in the fitness industry long enough and just seen it friends and client, blah, 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 where people give up literally in 2 weeks just because they don't see stuff or they get unmotivated. You got to give it a little bit. You just got to trust the process. You'll hear that a lot. And that's really what happens. It's one of those things where, we as humans, as people, we're so negative on ourselves that, we only see the errors and don't see the positive things happening. So it's one of those things where even you might not see it too dramatically in the first, month or month and a half. But things are changing. That's as long as the nutrition's on, track here and you're working out at least 3 days a week. But a lot of other people can see it versus yourself. You just got to give it time. And that's the dreaded cycle of fitness where you start something, you give it up, get demotivated, then you restart it up again, see results, and so on and so on and so on. It's the same thing with nutrition. The whole goal is just to keep going. Even if you have a bad, day or week, it's whatever. Just keep going. The third one is the number on the scale is not a good measure to go by. It does help, and I'd still recommend doing it, but number on the scale doesn't equal body composition. So by body composition, what I mean by that is the way you look. Again, my whole number argument, there's a couple great articles out there about it. So if you need them, just let me know. But if you weigh 200 pounds, guys or girls, and you look freaking fantastic, why does that number matter? It doesn't. So it's one of those things where it's a good kind of tool to use, but body composition is different because body composition is, your ratio of lean muscle mass versus your fat. So when you normally start fitness, especially weightlifting and kind of things like that, what happens is you probably heard the argument that muscle weighs more than fat. While that is true, muscle is more dense than fat. So it's one of those things where the number on the scale might not change too dramatically, but your body composition might, clothes will start to feel better or fit, more evenly across the body. Trying to think what else. You'll notice, again, inches lost, kind of things like that. So body composition is more of a great tool to compare versus a number on a scale because, again, depending on the person, there's a lot of factors that affect that number. water weight, genetics, etc. I'm one of those people where I could fluctuate 5 to 10 pounds in just a week, and that just depends on if I'm eating regularly, like I'm supposed to, or if I'm drinking enough water or sleep, everything like that. Number 4, it takes about 21 days to form a habit. So it's one of those things where, most people are in bad habits right now, eating like crap, not working out, just bad sleep, things like that. So my advice is to take the first 30 days as strict as possible, because again, it takes 21 days to form a habit. It's just kind of the bare minimum of, about 3 weeks that it takes for our bodies to just kind of get used to kind of something. And then it becomes a lot easier from there. So I call it the kind of 21-day hump. If you can get past that 21-day little marker of, where it's tough, you'll be set. It's one of those things where, starting anything new, it's hard to get in that routine, get in that mindset. But once you get past those 21 days, it gets a lot easier, I promise. I've been there, believe me. Even though as much as I love CrossFit and working out, it's one of those things where some days take its toll. And even I fall off the wagon with my own fitness. So it's hard in that sense some days, but again, go back to number 2, just don't give up. Even if you have a bad day or bad week, clear it out of your mind and get back on it next week. Number 5 is the 80-20 rule. So what that is if you can be good 80% of the time and have about 20%, slack, you'll see results. And that's just kind of the bare minimum here. But it's also kind of a balance. With nutrition, it's one of those things where it's not trying to be a slave to your food and not enjoying what you're eating. We're still human. We still like to drink and eat crappy food. I get that. But the stricter you can be with things, the better, just because that'll yield results faster. So my 80-20 rules, if you can be good 5 days out of the 7 days in a week, you'll be perfect. So what I mean by that is this is kind of my schedule right here. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, I'm pretty good. Those are the days I work out consistently, or try to. But those are the days I eat pretty regularly. So I eat the same things pretty much close to every day, and I'll talk about that more in a second. But my Thursdays and my Sundays are kind of more my relaxed days. So Thursday is actually my cheat meal day, where I get Buffalo Wild Wings. It's like my favorite thing, and they got cheap wings on Thursdays, which is today. Woo woo! So it's one of those things where having a dedicated cheat day is one, you look forward to it, and also it kind of keeps you on track all those other days, because you do have one specific day where you can eat like crap and it doesn't matter. Now, by cheat meal, not a whole day of crap. Some people tend to do that, and again, it's not the end of the world if that happens, but try to keep it just to one meal. And my Sunday, I just kind of keep relaxed because it's Sunday and that's when I do work, or I actually don't even eat enough food on Sundays. So that's where it's just kind of more bad in that sense. But again, try to pick 1 or 2 days where it's a little bit more relaxed, but be very strict with yourself all these other single days. Let's see here. So to-do list. Sorry, it's a little blurry here. These are kind of the couple steps to kind of get going to kind of keep you on track. The first part is to clear out the pantry and fridge of all the crappy foods, any, really bad processed foods, sweets, ice cream, whatever it is. Either throw it away, eat it, have one last big splurge week, whatever it is, just so you can keep it on track. It's one of those things where if it's in the house, depending on your discipline with yourself, you're going to eat it. I'm just going by things I've seen myself. I know myself, if it's in the house, I'm going to eat it, especially ice cream or kind of things like that. Number 2 kind of goes along with that first part. Only buy stuff only buy food at the grocery store that's, healthy and you're going to eat. Don't even try to buy candy to say, I'm going to have it once in a while. Use those cheat meal days cheat meals on your specific day to actually go out and get that. If it's in your house, you're going to eat it, again, unless your discipline is, amazing. Number 3 is be prepared. That goes along. It's going to end in 27 seconds. So if I cut off, it'd be in part 2. Is be prepared. Meal prep, either 1 day or 2 days on the weekend. It doesn't take that long. Honestly, it takes 1 to 2 hours. And if you need help with that, I can help you. Definitely get a crock pot. That's what I use. It's super easy to do. And I'll talk more why in 7 seconds.